Hey guys, some gamer dude here. So I was watching some videos about sleeve reviews today, and it's come to my attention that a lot of people damage their sleeves in ways I truly do not comprehend. They get damage that I've never had and blame the brands. I don't get what's with this. And examining especially the professors' videos in particular, I am starting to become of the impression that none of you people know how to shuffle a deck of cards. You just... Where's the deck? We'll go for it. I'll be using a few sleeves that you guys pick on. By you guys, I mean people who generally comment on videos or make videos on sleeves online. So, got a few brands here. We got, where are they? Max Protection. Just grabbed old Vanguard stuff. Max Protection. They seem to be really hated. Don't know why. Konami. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! And beloved Ultra Pro. Everyone's favourite whipping boy at certain points. So, you look at people like the Professor and whatnot. I think I understand what you're all doing wrong. You're grabbing the deck. So, just starting Vanguard. And just, geez, I wish I could pull this back a bit. But running out of space. So, I think you're just grabbing the decks and just shoving it in there. Just really ramming it home. No wonder your sleeves are getting damaged. That's stupid. That's not how you shuffle for the start. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to force randomization, but you're doing it wrong. This is why he has all these sleeves, especially the Max Protection, where they're all splitting on the side and fraying. I don't know what's up with the ones that are flat out disintegrating. These, I've had for a few years now since, when is it? It's the Bush Road Springfest after the G Fighters Collection came out, the first one. So they're quite a few years old now. We're talking G Vanguard. But yeah, I'm getting the impression that you guys are just shoving them together. Look, all my sleeves, they are used and used quite a bit. These are decks that I've used quite a bit. These ones, the Amon deck, would be the most ones. Yeah, they're a bit warped at the top. They can't help that. That happens with age. And they're a little bit frayed on the side. This card in particular looks marked, to be honest. So, who's even in it? Take a look. Is it the one that looks... No, it's this one. Who's even in it? I'm on Succubus Hell's Nail. Oh, so you guys... But yeah, they're not in the... They're not like splitting off the sides. There's no tears. And these ones... These are the original ones I had for Armon. And I got Armon when he first came out. So, how old are we talking here? We're talking about 2013, and I used... Well, I think it's about 2012, 13, and I used this deck really thoroughly over the years. I really like the Armon deck. So, as I said, I think you guys are all just shoving them together. This is probably the least used of these decks, but it's, well, the sleeves, the decks use these are new sleeves for it. But, yeah, I don't think you guys know how to shuffle properly. So, I've learned two techniques. They work together miraculously well. I learned one from my mother, which is how I learned how to shuffle, and one from a guy when I played Vanguard. I don't know if he probably doesn't watch this channel, but yeah, kudos to him. Once he sees the technique, he'll know who he is. So, again, I'm sorry for the angles. I wish I could do this a bit better, but I don't have the long enough arms to do it. I'm not a orangutan. I'm not a monkey man. So, grab the deck. Hold it very lightly. You don't want to mangle your cards. You paid good money for them. Take half of it and just gently let it accordion in. Just let it slip in. Okay, you just rock it back and forth. Eventually it'll find its way in. You don't have to force it. So you want to, then you just push it the rest of the way and then just shuffle properly like a normal person. Okay, you'll get a couple of things that are just shoved in there, but not to the magnitude. And this is how my sleeves last so long. And why the reason I have to buy sleeves all the time is not because I'm damaging them, but because, well, To be quite frank, I buy too many decks because I like deck building and I like experiencing different things. In reality, I should just be playing online, but I like the tactile feel of card games. So yeah, we're getting really good shuffle feel out of these Ultra Pros. Leave it like that. And another technique I learned for cutting decks. Don't do the top thing. Grab the middle of the deck. Just pop it on top. Same as cutting. Exact same. So let's put that to the side. People complain the old Konami ones here are too slippery. This is going to be something similar to the max protections over there. But same technique works. What? Oh, that's not a starter. That's the starter. It's Grace. That was a good starter. That was a fun deck, the Dark Irregulars. So I must have gone up to G3, apparently. Yeah. Good for me. But still, same principle. Just grab half. Let it just find its way in. These sleeves are a bit sticky because they haven't been used in years and whatnot, but they still do it. And then just again, you can see they're a bit dog-eared. They're a bit oh God, my arm's aching from doing this. The way I'm recording, because the chair I'm on is too low for this table. But you get my point. As it warms up, they'll stop sticking. Just accordion them in. You don't have to shove them. And look, again, these I got when well, you can tell how old they are. They've only been on this deck. This deck's being used thoroughly. Yes, they're a bit worn on the edges, but it's not like anything's peeling. A little bit dog-eared. You can tell the indent from the card. And yeah, they're a little bit scuffed because you're going to expect that from shuffling, but it's not the, oh my God, they're peeling off thing that people cry about. Again, I like Konami sleeves. I think they're really good quality. They got, this is actually, let's just talk about a little sleeve review for a bit, because I think that's also important. And I've got some I can show you here. So, yeah, I think the deck will do that job. Okay, so let's just look at few sleeves for a sec, because I've got most of the ones I've used over the years here. So the only ones I haven't actually got here that I've used are, I believe, Player's Choice, which I don't think are worth the money. I don't think they're sold here anymore, but I don't think they're worth the money. So I think Ultra Pro are perfectly fine. My problem with them in recent years, if we can get focus, there we go, the edge on the top has gradually shrunk. You can see it, it keeps shrinking. It's inconsistent between packets, the length. So I don't like the ability to contact the outside. Actually, let me just check something here. Apparently I played up to 4. So I played Vanguard a bit longer than I thought I did. Shows what I know. But yeah, I don't like the top of the card nearly touching the edge. It means it's too easy for it to get damaged, in my opinion, because if it gets pushed up somehow, it's going to get damaged. These are the Bushiroad ones. So got them in clear standard Ultra Pro sleeves as a double-sided one. If I remember correctly, they about the same size as the Ultra Pros. Maybe a little bit more of a lip at the top. I wish they were a little bit longer. No, it's the exact same as the Ultra Pros. But to be quite honest, these sleeves are so expensive, you want the double sleeve on them. I think Ultra Pros are fine. It's just that, again, the slip at the top bothers me, and it can be cut even shorter than that. I've had a packet of green. I don't know where they are right now. They're borderline unusable because of how close it is to the top. Then we talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh ones. I love the amount of lip at the top. It makes it feel like the card's not going to get touched. The card is safe. That's what I want. And again, I don't have the issues. Yeah, the edge is a bit worn. It's not going to come off, I reckon, but maybe over time. But again, the amount of time I've used this. People like DZ are saying that, and I do like DZ, but they're saying, you use this for a few games, it's going to rip apart. No, I must have used this deck at well over 100 times, and nothing. They're perfectly fine. And I've got a few ones in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sleeves. I think 2 are in... I've got these Kyber ones, of course. I've got 2 in the Seal of Orichalcos, which is one of them's the other Dark Irregulars deck. I have the one with the Dentarian and Master of the Five Elements, I think his name is. And I've got my Silver Thorns in the Azure White Dragon guy. Azure Eyes. Silver Dragon, I think it's called. And then we go and look at Max Protection. I really like the length on these. They make my card feel safe. I think they just look nice. They feel nice. They feel like a much more expensive, player's choice. But I think they're perfectly fine. And again, we'll just show with the shuffling, because I think these shuffle really well. I was showing someone with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Ones this morning going, what the hell is he on about? These shuffle fine. They're not damaged, because I've got the orange ones of these on my Speed Duel decks. So we're perfectly fine here. Again, just accordion it in, just let it fall in. You don't have to force it. And then just shuffle like a normal person. I don't know where you guys are learning to shuffle, because not even in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime or the Duel Masters anime or Vanguard, they shuffle like a crazy person, shoving cards into each other. Maybe you guys are just too heavy-handed in general. I don't know, but even my best friend, who is a little bit more heavy-handed than me, doesn't seem to have these problems. I don't know what you're doing. But I hope this helps. If you learn to shuffle from this and you don't have problems with sleeves and you're buying less sleeves thanks to this because you're softer with them, just remember, you paid good money for these cards. You paid good money for these sleeves. You don't want them damaged unnecessarily. But anyway, that's today's video, teaching about how to shuffle and talking about sleeves. To be quite frank, I'm kind of stuck with Ultra Pro or Ultimate Guard. Little note on Ultimate Guard. At least they're standard size sleeves, they're packs of 80. They rip you off. They're a pack of 80 allegedly. Due to the way they've weighted the system and all the checks, they only give you 79. I've had one packet that did this. I didn't buy them again because of that. My friends bought 2 packets. Both of them did the exact same thing. That's 3 different samples from 3 different stores. All did the same thing. See, people like to give these Ultimate Guards these really great recommendations, but they refuse to count them. They don't go, well, did I get all 80? Because most people wouldn't. 80 is more than what most decks use. Because you're either 100, because I don't know if Commander uses a side deck, or you're 75 max. The other 5 are for if anything gets damaged. But I believe in counting, because, for Force of Will, you can actually field 2 decks without side decks for 80 sleeves. So, anyway, that's been today's video. I hope it helps someone, and I'll see you guys next video. And we just appreciate Big Bang for a minute and the foiling on this card. It's really nice. God, I miss the original era of Vanguard a bit. I liked Legion, even though it was a bit broken. Anyway, see you next time.